What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I made my way down to Audi Greenville. We're going to take a look at this 2020 Audi S6. Huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. I'll have all of their information down in the description below. This one is finished off in brilliant black, and with all of the options that this one has, puts the MSRP just over $86,000. And also don't forget, for January we have a GoPro giveaway going on. More details on that will be later in this video. Under the hood of the 2020 S6, this features a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6 engine. This is also paired with a 48 volt hybrid system and an electronic supercharger. This replaces the twin turbo 4 liter V8 from the previous model, and this is only paired to the 8-speed S-tronic automatic transmission. This engine produces 444 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive. This model here has the optional all-wheel steering as well. This vehicle weighs right around 4,800 pounds. It can do 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, and it has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. And with a fuel capacity of 19.3 gallons, you can expect to see 18 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 115.1 inches. It has an overall length of 194.4 inches. The width is 74.3 and its height measures 57.4 inches. So starting up front on the 2020 S6, my favorite part is the lights. When you come up to the vehicle and you double tap on the unlock button, you'll see a little dance here. The flashers will come on and then you'll see the lights appear. I think it's a really cool feature, especially at nighttime. You'll be able to see where exactly your car is. This has HD matrix LED headlights with laser technology, along with LED daytime running lights as well. As we make our way to the grille here, it has the traditional hexagonal style grille that all Audis come with. There's a forward-facing camera placed nicely just underneath the Audi logo. And then there's two sensors on each side of the grille. This is part of all the technology features like the adaptive cruise and things like that. This also has 6 forward-facing parking sensors located throughout the front bumper. The whole grille is also finished off in black, along with down below. There's nice cutouts as well that will provide more cooling to the engine, along with the inlets on both sides. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you can see there's two very distinctive lines coming to a nice curve at the top of the hood. Moving to the side of the 2020 S6, we'll start out with the 21-inch wheels. These are a part of the Black Optics package. They have a 5 twin-arm design to them with a titanium finish, and then the red calipers are part of the S Performance package. These wheels are wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires as well. As we make our way up to the side here, this has body-colored side mirrors. They're power folding, feature the integrated turn signal. As part of the Black Optics package, it also blacks out a lot of the trim. You'll see that around the windows here. It's on the lower section of the front bumper as well, and then on the rear, as we'll get to here soon. Very clean lines run down the side of the vehicle. You can see a distinct line running through the door handle here. It kind of splits off in the back here, and then it has another one that goes right through the gas cap. And finishing off in the rear on the 2020 S6, this has a trunk clip spoiler, gives it a very nice look. It has the standard backup camera with all the parking sensors throughout the lower section of the bumper. This also has LED taillights and LED turn signals. They have a nice animation design to them, gives it a really unique look. There's nice contoured lines running throughout the bumper as well, and then down below this does have the optional sports exhaust. So that's going to wrap it up for the exterior walk around on the 2020 S6. Definitely a very nice looking car from the outside. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. I have it locked with the key in my pocket. I'll just place my hand on the door handle and you'll hear it automatically unlock. Starting off on the door panel, you'll notice a lot of premium materials. You'll see there's suede on the back side here, leather and stitching on the entire armrest. That leads us up to a nice aluminum trim piece that separates that from the wood grain trim on the top section of the door. There's more brushed aluminum on the release handle along with lock and unlock. This also has 2 memory seating adjustments for the power seats. It features a 16 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system as well. There's also an electronic button to open up the trunk, along with a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. And then of course on the inside where the grab handle is, you'll see all of your controls for the power mirrors, along with all of the window controls, which are also finished off in aluminum. Once in the driver's seat now, we'll go ahead and start off with these seats. They are completely covered in Napa leather. You can see all the stitching running down the middle section of them, along with down the bolsters. Gives it a really nice look. The S badge is of course on the top section of the seat. They are very comfortable. You can also adjust the front section of the seat just by pulling that forwards and backwards. They are heated and they have multiple way adjustments, so you can definitely get these dialed in to the exact seating you're looking for. Moving up to the steering wheel now, it's covered in solid leather on the top and the bottom, and it's perforated on the sides where your hand positioning goes. You can see this also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. Off to the left side of the steering wheel, there's actually a pretty deep compartment. I can put most of my forearm down there, so you can put anything down there that you would like. And then just above that is all the controls for the headlights, along with some more trim. You can see the wood just below one air vent. The entire dash is covered in leather with more stitching, gives it a really nice design. This also has the heads-up display. And then coming back to the first screen here, this is the virtual cockpit. It measures just over 12 inches. On the left side, you can see the engine temperature. Fuel gauge is on the far right. And then right in the center, we can use all of these buttons on the steering wheel to control these. Right now, we are looking at the RPM with your miles per hour right in the center. If we click on view, that will totally change the screen. You can see they kind of hide away down on the left side and the right side. The nav screen is pulled up right now, so you can see that full screen. We can go through and look at a lot of vital information like your long and short-term memory, along with fuel consumption, any of your driver assistance. We can scroll over to the radio, your phone, and then back to the navigation. If I click on view again, you'll see the screen that I just showed with everything now off to the left side. So you can still view everything, whether you have it on this screen or the other one. This one here is a little bit more sporty. As we move to the center here, you'll see more of the wood and brushed aluminum. Gives it a really nice look with two air vents right in the center. And then right in the center, we have the second of the three screens in this car. This one measures just over 10 inches. You can see the navigation is pulled up right now, so you can view it on both screens if you'd like to. You have the home button off and to the left. So that'll bring up things like your radio, media, your phone. You can go into vehicle, set up your drive select for the suspension, like comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. Of course, you can go into other settings as well, like your lighting and visibility. You have different phone settings that you can go into along with pairing your phone, and then the radio is down on the bottom left. And then moving on to the third screen, this one measures just over 8 inches. There is a row of buttons just on the top. You have your engine start stop feature. Pushing on this button here will just bring up your climate controls or hide them a little bit more. You have your garage door button along with turning off this upper screen. So if you'd like to do that, you can. And then down below again, we have all of the climate controls. So you have the passenger and driver along with the heated seats, heated steering wheel. If you click on these three buttons here, we can bring up functions for the rear, so you can be able to adjust those. This does have the fragrance canister option, so you can turn that on and off if you'd like to. And then down below, you have your drive select again, so just a shortcut into those settings that I just showed you. You have traction control, your hazards, and some other recirc buttons. And then moving to the row of buttons in the middle, we have the engine start stop button. Pushing on this one here will pull up the camera, so you can see it's on the forward facing camera right now with the top down view. If we click on this button here, we can expand to see a lot of different views. So we have the forward facing camera with lines, we have another top down view, we have the backup camera along with the wide angle backup. You can see where the front wheels are along with the back wheels. And then if we go to 3D, that allows us to scroll around the entire vehicle, still having the top-down view on the right side, so you can easily see what's around you. And even with this curb in front of me here, I can still see how close I am and have a really nice visual. So that is awesome to see. You can also locate the camera to 3 different areas just by clicking on these buttons, or you can scroll as I did. Moving on to this button here, we'll pull up your driver assistance, so you can control that between 3 different settings, how much you want it to engage and help. And then we have the power and volume for the radio. Just behind that is the leather shifter. If we pull on this trigger on the left side, we can go all the way up into reverse. The backup camera automatically pops up, as you just saw. We can go all the way back into drive, pop it into manual mode, or just put it back into park. Just behind that is the electronic parking brake along with 2 cup holders. There's a 12 volt in the center. As we make our way to the center console here, you'll see it's wrapped in leather with more stitching. There's also wood grain that covers the entire center here. Gives it a very nice look. If we go ahead and just pull this up, you'll see the wireless charging port along with 2 USBs and an SD card slot. I like the fact too that this won't just slam shut. It kind of has some tension into it, so you can put it wherever you'd like to, and then obviously close it up. And then as we make our way over to the glove box, there's definitely a ton of room for anything that needs to be placed there. We'll take another look at the dash here with the gloss black, the brushed aluminum, and the wood trim. Gives it a very nice look. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. Very nice pattern running down them. And then up top, this does have the sunroof, so you have all those controls up in the top. And now in the back seats of the S6, I'm going to start off with these seats. Obviously, they have the same attention to detail as up front. Very comfortable too. They don't have too aggressive bolsters for a sedan like this. They're what you would expect, but I really like all the attention to detail. I like the stitching. They're pretty comfortable as well. and you have plenty of legroom and headroom. I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height, and you can see I've got about 6 or 7 inches in front of my knees, and then about 2 or 3 inches above my head. So anyone taller than me could fit back here comfortably. Behind both front seats, you have some netting for extra storage space. And then as we make our way to the center here, we can pull down the armrest. You have a little bit of storage on the back side. And then on the front here, if we open that up, it reveals 2 cup holders. And then what you can also do in this seat is if you just pull on this handle here, we can fold the middle seat all the way down. These seats have a 40-20-40 split, so you can have them in any configuration that you'd like to. And then down in the center here, this has a 4-zone climate control system, so the back passengers each get their own, along with heated seats, so you can control those settings here. You have this fan speed and temperature off to the left side, and then below that there are 2 USB ports and a 12-volt. And now finishing up in the rear with the trunk space. You can use the button on the inside as I showed, the one on the key fob, or up underneath we can just push on that electronic button. This is a power trunk, so obviously that will go ahead and open up. There's about 14 cubic feet of storage space in the back, and then with the seats folded down, obviously you have plenty of room for anything that needs to go through. There are 4 tie-down hooks on each side, so you can tie down anything in the back that you need as well. And then there is a little cubby storage off into the left side. And then as I mentioned earlier, this is a power trunk, so we can either close and lock it or close it. Alright, so getting the new S6 out on the road. I recently just drove the S7, so this is virtually the exact same car. The only difference is this is a normal sedan versus the S7 being more of a hatchback, or the sportback design that Audi calls it. So it's a little bit different. You have a lot more headroom in the back seat of this one, but so far everything is virtually the exact same. The car is already warmed up, so we'll go ahead and just give it a little bit of gas. It's not as sporty as the S7. It's a little more, I'd say, laid back with the sedan style to it. But just in normal automatic mode right now, come around some of these twisties, it handles very well. It has the adaptive suspension, so you can toggle between the different driving modes. It's very easy to do. We'll go ahead and put it into comfort right now. And it's just a normal daily driving sedan, very comfortable, absorbing all of the bumps. If we go ahead and put it into dynamic now, you can definitely feel it getting a little bit stiffer, but it's nothing that's back-breaking or anything like that. Let's go ahead and pop it into manual mode. I think it's really cool. This is very unique I've seen in the Audis that I've driven so far, is the tach kind of goes up and over to the right side, as I showed you guys earlier. Very neat to see that design. And then you can see your miles per hour and what gear you're in just below that. So it's pretty cool. You can hear that sports exhaust just a little bit. It's kind of the same as the S7. It wasn't over aggressive, but it has a nice tone to it. Now the other thing about not really being able to hear the exhaust is that this car has dual pane glass all around, which adds to the quietness on the inside. I can't hear any road noise. I can barely hear the tires going down the road. It's very well insulated on the inside, obviously because of that glass, but it just gives you a refined drive. It's very nice on the inside. You're not going to be hearing traffic noise or anything like that. As we downshift, you can hear that exhaust. I'm still in comfort mode. Coming around that turn, you can feel a little bit of the body roll. I would say I could feel it a little bit more than the S7, but it's still a great performing vehicle. Coming to a stop here, brakes obviously do a great job. We're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of gas again from first gear here. As soon as you get to about 3,000 RPM, you can automatically feel that extra power from the twin turbo 2.9 liter V6, and then with the electronic or electric supercharger. So even down low, you still have a good amount of power. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the overall visibility in the S6. It's what you would expect. It's very easy to see all around. All of the pillars are very small. So the A pillars are small, and then the C pillars in the back there aren't too bulky. So looking over my right shoulder there, you can actually see out of the glass for the back seats there, along with the rear glass. But of course you have the 360 camera, which is my favorite part. In a lot of the newer Audis, they feature the 360 camera. And then let's just move on to everything on the inside. I'm not gonna go into too many details on these 3 screens here because I've covered that in other videos. I will link the S7 video down below, as I went into a lot more details but I really like the layout of these three, and it's very easy to control everything on the screens as well. They're laid out very easily. I can hop in here in about 5 minutes, understand what everything does and where everything is. So it's very intuitive if it's your first time being in an Audi, which I like. It's a lot of technology. You have adaptive cruise, you have all of this technology, blind spot, rear cross traffic alert, everything. You can adjust that in these screens as well, and you can hear that exhaust there. So while it's a lot of technology, very simple and straightforward to use, I like all of the materials on the inside too. You have a very comfortable steering wheel. All of the wood grain, the brushed aluminum, all the black accents just gives it a really premium feeling interior. So I think that's gonna wrap up with my walk around review and test drive in the 2020 Audi S6. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Greenville for providing this vehicle for me today. I will have all their information down in the description below. Also, don't forget, for the month of January, we are giving away a GoPro. All you have to do to be eligible to win is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on videos. At the end of January, we're gonna pick the video with the most comments and then pick a random winner from that video. So again, all you have to do is be a subscriber and comment on videos for January, and you are eligible to win the GoPro. And that's it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.